Hello and welcome! We're glad you've joined us. I'm Georgia, lead technical trainer at Microsoft. In this session, we'll cover an introduction to Microsoft Security Solutions, Part 3. As we continue our journey into Microsoft Security Solutions, we will review how Microsoft Defender XDR provides coordinated threat protection across identities, endpoints, email, and cloud apps, helping us stop attacks early and reduce the alert noise through powerful correlation and AI-driven insights. By the end, you'll have a strong foundation in how Microsoft's integrated security tools help us manage risks, strengthen defenses, and respond with confidence. So, let's get started with this session. Now let's explore threat protection with Microsoft Defender XDR. In this section, we'll focus on Microsoft Defender XDR and how it brings multiple security solutions together to protect against sophisticated attacks. We will learn how integrated detection, investigation, and response help security teams see the full picture and respond faster using the Microsoft Defender portal. Microsoft Defender XDR is an enterprise defense suite that brings together prevention, detection, investigation, and response across our identities, devices, email, applications, data, and infrastructure. It works by correlating threat signals from multiple Defender solutions, such as Defender for Endpoint, Microsoft 365, Identity, Cloud Apps, and Vulnerability Management, then presenting them through a single unified security operations experience in the Microsoft Defender portal. This unified approach helps us understand how an attack started, how it moved, and what assets were affected, instead of looking at isolated alerts or incidents from different tools. Microsoft Defender XDR helps organizations detect sophisticated attacks that span multiple stages and services. For example, a phishing email that leads to credential compromise and lateral movement to devices or cloud apps. By automatically correlating alerts and enriching them with this threat intelligence, Defender XDR reduces investigation time and enables faster response actions. We have a complete view of the attack story, we can contain threats more quickly, and we can rely on automation to stop or prevent further damage. All insights are centralized in the Microsoft Defender portal, which also integrates Microsoft Sentinel and Microsoft Threat Intelligence, giving us a powerful and scalable foundation for modern security operations. Let's walk through a real use case. An employee receives a phishing email containing a malicious link. The user clicks the link, which leads to credential theft and suspicious sign-in activity. Microsoft Defender XDR correlates signals from Defender for Office 365, which is the phishing email, Defender for Identity, which is the abnormal sign-in behavior, and Defender for Endpoint, suspicious process activity on the device. These signals are automatically linked into a single incident in the Microsoft Defender portal, giving our teams a unified view of the attack. Defender XDR then triggers automated investigation and response actions to contain the threat, reduce the impact, and prevent spread. Now let's zoom into one of Microsoft Defender key components that focuses on a very common attack surface: email and collaboration. Microsoft Defender for Office 365 is built directly into Microsoft 365 and protects users from threats that arrive through email, links, attachments, and even collaboration tools like Teams and SharePoint. And these are just a subset of the features in Defender for Office 365. It works by combining preventative controls, such as anti-phishing, anti-malware, and safe attachments, with powerful detection capabilities that surface suspicious activity in near real time. This helps organizations stop threats early before the user can interact with that harmful content. Beyond prevention, Microsoft Defender for Office 365 gives security teams strong investigation and response tools. There are features like Explorer, audit log search, and message trace that help analysts quickly understand how an attack spread, who was targeted, and what actions were taken. Let's see an example. An employee again receives an email with a seemingly legitimate invoice attached. Microsoft Defender for Office 365 scans the attachment using safe attachments and detonates it in a virtual environment. The file is identified as malicious before the user even opens it. So for prevent and detect, the email is blocked and quarantined before delivery. In the investigate part, the security admins use Explorer to see related emails and identify other users targeted by the same campaign. The response? 0-hour auto purge, or ZAP, removes any similar messages that were already delivered, and automated investigation confirms no further impact. As a result, this phishing attack is contained early, user risk is reduced, and the security team responds from a single portal. But when it comes to email and collaboration protection, we need to secure the devices people use every day, as not everyone is always at the office. Microsoft Defender for Endpoints is a comprehensive security platform designed to protect laptops, desktops, servers, and other endpoints by preventing, detecting, and investigating advanced threats. It works by using built-in behavioral sensors from Windows, cloud-based security analytics, and Microsoft Threat Intelligence to continuously monitor activity and identity suspicious behavior. This gives security teams visibility on what is happening on devices across the organization and helps them understand how an attack started and what it affected. So imagine a user downloads a malicious file that attempts to exploit a device vulnerability. Microsoft Defender for Endpoint detects suspicious behavior on the device, blocks the attack using next-generation protection, and automatically investigates the incident. Security teams just view the alerts in Microsoft Defender portal and remediate that device before the threat can spread. And let's not forget about the cloud applications themselves. Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps helps organizations gain visibility and control over the SaaS or software as a service applications their users rely on every day, including Microsoft and third-party services. It discovers which apps are being used, assesses their risk based on many indicators, and helps teams understand where sensitive data lives and how it's accessed even outside the traditional corporate perimeter. Defender for Cloud Apps works by monitoring app activity, applying policies, and surfacing insights that help reduce risk. Use cases include discovering shadow IT, protecting sensitive data with controls like blocking risky downloads, or removing external collaborators. In general, it helps by improving the security posture through SaaS security posture management recommendations. It also provides advanced threat protection by detecting suspicious user behavior and compromised apps, including risky OAuth permissions. And what we get? Better visibility into cloud app usage, stronger data protection, faster detection of app-based threats, and seamless integration with Microsoft Defender XDR to give us a complete picture of attacks across the environments. Let's think an example for a moment. An employee uploads sensitive customer data to an unsanctioned cloud storage app while working remotely. Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps discovers the app through Cloud Discovery, assesses it as high risk, and alerts security teams. Using information protection policies, access to the data is blocked, and this risky activity is contained before data is exfiltrated. Security teams maintain visibility and control across cloud apps from the Microsoft Defender portal. Let's review Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps in a quick demo. In this demo, we'll see some of the capabilities of Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps. We'll walk through the information that we have available and a few things like policies that we can create. To access Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps, you either go through the Microsoft 365 admin portal or directly to security.microsoft.com. As you can see, I've already logged in with my account and loaded the page. Let's go down into the Cloud Apps section. Here you can start with Cloud Discovery. This takes us to a dashboard view. If you've created reports, you will see them here. And you can see a whole dashboard of apps, app categories, alerts that you have, and so on. The next step is the Cloud App Catalog. Through the Cloud App Catalog, Cloud Discovery analyzes your traffic logs against the Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps of over 37,000 items. You can click on any of these, for example, and you can check more information. You can sanction or unsanction these, check everything about them, and more. general score information, if it's security, if it's compliance, if it's legal. So the next thing that I want to take us through is the activity log. Here you get visibility into all the activities from your connected apps. So here I can see the discovery file from Microsoft Defender and a lot of other things, depending on the apps you've enabled. So by clicking on this, you can find more information about what's going on. For example, in the Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing service that I have here, I can see addresses, connections, any activities around that service. Last but not least, let's talk about policies. By going to the policy section and clicking Policy Management, you can manage policies for all your cloud apps. You can see the policies that I have active here, and by clicking on a policy, you can see information. For example, this policy activity performed by a terminated user profiles your environment and alerts when a terminated user does something. You can see the severity is high under threat detection. You can see all policies in a list or policies from conditional access, information protection, or threat detection. By clicking on a policy, you can get more information regarding that policy, and you can edit it and change whether this applies to all users and groups or specific users and groups and any government actions. I'm not going to do any edits here. I'm just going to go cancel and go back. You can always create policies that you want specific to your scenario. This was a quick demo that's showing the capabilities of Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps and the information available that we have on Cloud Discovery, the app catalog, the activity log files, and how we can monitor policies. Now let's talk about identity protection with Microsoft Defender for Identity. This solution is designed to protect on-premises identity infrastructure by using signals from domain controllers and identity servers to detect suspicious activity, such as privilege escalation or lateral movement. Lightweight sensors installed on Active Directory domain controllers and related servers collect relevant events and network traffic, and they send only part signals to the cloud service that allow Defender for Identity to analyze behavior using built-in intelligence. This gives security teams visibility into identity risks without disrupting normal operations. Imagine an attacker uses stolen credentials to sign in to an on-premises account and attempts lateral movement toward a domain controller. Microsoft Defender for Identity detects abnormal sign-in behavior and suspicious privilege escalation activity from Active Directory signals. The alerts are sent to the Microsoft Defender portal, and the rest is history. The account is disabled and the attack easily stopped. Microsoft Defender for Identity helps us proactively assess identity posture, detect threats in real time, and investigate suspicious user activity. It identifies the high-risk accounts, any abnormal authentication behavior, and any attack techniques across the cyberkill chain from reconnaissance to domain dominance. When threats are confirmed, security teams can take remediation actions, such as disabling compromised accounts or forcing password resets directly from the Microsoft Defender portal. After exploring how identities are protected, let's discuss the importance of reducing risk before attackers can take advantage of it. This is where Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management comes in, helping organizations proactively understand and reduce their exposure to vulnerabilities across devices and software. Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management provides continuous visibility into your assets. These include devices, operating systems, applications, and configurations. It works by constantly discovering and monitoring assets even when devices are not connected to the corporate network, and assessing them for known vulnerabilities and misconfigurations. Using Microsoft Threat Intelligence, it applies a risk-based approach to prioritize what matters most, highlighting vulnerabilities that are actively exploited or pose the greatest risk to high-value assets. This helps IT teams focus their efforts where they will have the biggest impacts, instead of chasing long lists of possible issues. We can use Defender Vulnerability Management to identify outdated software, missing patches, weak configurations, and emerging risks across Windows, macOS, Linux, mobile, and network devices. Built-in remediation and tracking features allow security teams to collaborate with IT, assign remediation tasks, and track progress from discovery through resolution. This proactive approach reduces the attack surface, lowers overall cyber risk, and helps organizations stay ahead of threats before they can be exploited, rather than reacting after an incident occurs. Threat intelligence analysts struggle with balancing a breadth of threat intelligence ingestion with the analysis of which threat intelligence poses the biggest threats to the organization and/or industry. Similarly, vulnerability intelligence analysts battle correlating their asset inventory with common vulnerabilities and exposures, CVE information, to prioritize the investigation and remediation of the most critical vulnerabilities associated with their organization. Microsoft Defender Threat Intelligence addresses these challenges by bringing together global threat data and enriching it with Microsoft expertise so security teams understand which threats matter most. It aggregates multiple intelligence sources and presents them through tools like Threat Analytics, Intel Profiles, and Intel Explorer. Analysts can quickly review emerging threats, see how they impact their organization, and explore detailed profiles on threat actors, tools, and vulnerabilities all in one place. This helps us move from raw data to meaningful insight without manual correlation. Defender Threat Intelligence is designed for real security workflows. Analysts use threat analytics to understand active campaigns and recommended defenses. Intel Explorer to search indicators, CVEs or keywords, and projects to organize indicators of compromise during investigations. Integration with Microsoft Security Copilot adds even more value by allowing analysts to summarize threats, which enrich investigations and prioritize vulnerabilities using natural language prompts. After exploring the individual Defender solutions, everything now comes together in a single experience. The Microsoft Defender portal is the unified security operations platform where security teams can see and manage protection across identities, devices, email, cloud apps, infrastructure, and Microsoft Sentinel from one place. Instead of jumping between tools, this portal brings together prevention, detection, investigation, and response, giving us a clear view of their overall security health and active incidents across the environments. The portal works by centralizing signals, alerts, incidents, and more from Microsoft Defender XDR. Microsoft Sentinel, posture management, and threat intelligence all enhanced with generative AI and Microsoft Security Copilot. Security teams use it to investigate incidents, hunt for threats, track the exposure with a secure score, and automate response actions through a consistent workflow. This helps us understand the full story of an attack faster. We can respond more confidently and reduce the risk with fewer tools and less complexity, making day-to-day security operations more effective and manageable. And of course, we can use Microsoft Security Copilot here as well to enhance day-to-day investigation and response. Microsoft Security Copilot integration with Microsoft Defender XDR is available through both standalone and embedded experiences, giving security teams flexibility in how they work. In the standalone Copilot experience, we have to enable plugins for Microsoft Defender XDR and natural language to KQL, unlocking the built-in system capabilities such as analyzing files, generating incident reports, listing incidents, creating guided responses, summarizing device or identity security state. These capabilities are exposed as ready prompts and prompt books, making it easier for analysts to get value without starting from scratch. Microsoft Security Copilot works by translating the natural language questions into meaningful security actions and insights. You can ask Microsoft Security Copilot to summarize an incident, investigate related alerts, or simply generate the KQL queries for threat hunting without deep query language expertise. So some common use cases we can see here include speeding up the incident triage, guiding less experienced analysts through response steps, and generally reducing the time spent writing reports, writing queries, hunting queries. The benefits are significant. Our teams can respond faster, we can do investigations more consistently, and the security expertise becomes more accessible across the organization, all while staying within the Microsoft Defender XDR environment we already use. Microsoft Security Copilot in Microsoft Defender XDR appears inside the incident view and immediately generates an incident summary. This way, we can help teams understand what happened, which assets are involved, and why it matters. So from there, Microsoft Security Copilot supports guided responses that recommends actions for triage, containment, investigation, and remediation, giving analysts clear next steps without leaving the portal. So this, the embedded experience, makes it easier for teams of all experience level to respond consistently and confidently to security incidents. So let's review the Microsoft Defender XDR portal together. In this demo, we'll explore some of the options available in the Defender XDR portal. So when you load the portal, how many tabs you have on the left depends on your roles and anything else you have. If you scroll to the absolute end, you can customize navigation and show or hide specific things if you don't want them. Now let's browse a little bit and see the options that we have available here, starting with Exposure Management. Here, under Exposure Management, by clicking on the overview, we can see information regarding the security posture across company assets and workloads. A few, the scores per security events that's happening, the top initiatives, and more. You can actually go through under the exposure management that has opened and go through the attack surface map for your organization. These are automatically generated, and it generates attack paths based on the data collected across assets and workloads that you have. Let's go and explore a little bit the secure score. Secure scores are consolidated into a single score, but you can see the Microsoft Secure Score for Microsoft 365 here, and information regarding any risks you have, for example. You can also see the breakdown by workload in terms of identity, data, apps, and more. Under data connectors, you can connect different services for more centralized exposure management of information. For example, I've connected a few, but you can connect them all if you want to. I have still to connect for identity, for example. Let's move on to the second part, which is investigation and response. From here, you can view the incidents or individual alerts from the different Defender XDR solutions that you have. You can build custom detection rules under hunting by clicking Advanced Hunting. You can see the results, create new queries, and make your own actions and remediations if you need them. You can go under Threat Intelligence tab, where you can see the capabilities, including, for example, Threat Analytics, the Intel Explorer, and projects, and you can see the threats and the activities, the impact they have, and generally what's going on here. The Assets tab allows you to view and manage your organization's inventory, devices, identities, applications, agents. All of these can be identified, and you can see your devices from here and everything else and get the status throughout this unified portal. So let's move on and talk about Microsoft Sentinel. Some of the Microsoft Sentinel capabilities might be available here as long as you can create and connect your workspace. I already have a workspace in my Azure subscription, which I've already connected here. And then you can leverage a little bit in terms of threat management, content management through Microsoft Sentinel. From these pages, the Identity section maps to any functionality associated with Microsoft Defender for Identity. You can see your users, your hybrid users, any users that are hyper-privileged, and your identity posture score over here. Now, under Endpoints, you can see any functionality associated with Microsoft Defender for Endpoints, which includes, for example, vulnerability management. From the partners and APIs, you can see the connected applications and the API Explorer. And through configuration management, you can use a device configuration. You can see a dashboard where you can explore your settings. You can see device attack surface management and everything that you connected. Let's move under email and collaboration now. This is where Microsoft Defender for Office 365 functionality exists that allows you to track and investigate threats to your users' email and communications. You can track your campaigns, you can see the attachments and your risk, and anything that might be suspicious. Under the Cloud Apps, you can see all the Defender for Cloud Apps functionality, including the Cloud App Catalog, the Cloud Discovery, the Cloud App Catalog with almost 37,000 apps. And you can configure security policies for your apps under Policy Management. You can see templates or create your own. Finally, under System is where you configure permissions. You can view your service health and your settings all around. So here you can also provide permissions to other administrators. You can see the service health here and message center, and you can provide settings for the different options of the Defender portal. This was a quick overview of the Microsoft Defender XDR portal. Let's wrap up everything covered in this session. We explored how Microsoft security solutions work together to provide comprehensive threat protection through Microsoft Defender XDR, which is a solution that coordinates protection, detection, investigation, and response across our identities, our endpoints, our email, cloud apps, and our infrastructure. By now, you should have a solid understanding of how Microsoft Defender XDR helps us stay ahead of modern cyber threats in a practical and integrated way. This concludes our session. There are many ways to continue your learning journey. Keep the momentum going by exploring the rest of the videos in this course or by discovering your next favorite topic on Microsoft Learn at aka.ms/learn. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay informed, stay resilient, stay protected.